Good morning, everyone. I am streaming a little early today because I have a race for Discord Wars 8 later today, and I want to be able to get a nap in before then. So I'm going to do about 4 hours of Rogue Trader, then nap, and then do the Pokemon Fire Red randomizer race. Oops. Where is Earliet here? That's Cabela, Haskell, Jai, Abelard. Oh, okay, she is way back here. Really, its lithe form stands frozen in an unnatural pose amid the blinking lumens and dancing shadows of the bridge. Her hands are clasped together strangely, and her eyes are tightly closed. Her chest is utterly still, as if she is not breathing at all. Really, are you all right? Words are met with deafening silence, but the flicker of Earliet's eyes beneath her closed lids lets you know that she's still alive at least. I shall wait a while. For the first time, Earliet takes a deep breath in through her nose and barely audibly exhales. Her body remains as relaxed as ever, and her eyes are still closed. Your presence does not seem to be in any way distracting for her. I sit down beside her and wait. It seems like this is going to be a while. You find a somewhat comfortable spot and get yourself settled. Earliet still does not react to your presence, and as time passes, you begin to sink into your own thoughts.
Wake up, Ellen Tuck.
Earliet's melodious voice pulls you from slumber's embrace, and her curious gaze immediately fixes on your drowsy face. You were in a deep, you were deep in a special Eldari meditation, weren't you?
Yes. I am sometimes surprised by the depth of your knowledge of my kind's customs, Ellen Tuck. But even if listening is your only skill, that in itself elevates you above billions of other monkey. My meditation is immersion. Immersion into myself, my inner world. It is my chance to speak to myself, but without words, or to heal wounds that cannot be seen with ordinary sight. It is difficult to explain, even in the language of the children of Asurian. There are so many meanings and shades in its sound alone, and the monkey tongue is too sparse and awkward. No. Immersion must be seen to be realized. I should say, Ellen Tark, that during meditation, the mind does not leave the body. Part of it remains vigilant, monitoring what is taking place outside. So I heard every word you said, and I saw everything you did. Restraint is not a trait that your kind is known for. And yet, you did not interrupt my immersion, Elentark. A worthy act. I will remember this.
Alright, let's see here. When did I nod off?
Almost as soon as you decided to join me. Do not worry. Your heavy breathing did not disturb my immersion.
Alright. You knew I was there the whole time and you did not bat an eye?
Immersion requires concentration and unity of mind, body, and spirit. Entering this state unprepared, or coming out of it suddenly, can be harmful.
Alright, we have pressing matters to discuss. Strange and blasphemous things started happening during the warp voyage with you on board. The crew were whispering... No, I'm not going to say that. What? Let's see here. Footfall is abuzz with rumors of Xenos ravaging the sector. Do you think it could be your kin from Kudarak?
Is that snake venom seeping from your lips? We, the children of Azurian, are no strangers to the art of war. We are not raiders, or butchers, or least of all, fools. When a craft world is beset by calamity, its inhabitants do not start a war with every monkey in the sector. If you are looking for enemies, look for them elsewhere.
What was your world like before it fell? What happened to your homeworld?
It is a mystery as inscrutable as the sigh of the last immortal, as deep as the waters of a dark ocean. And I can tell you little, for I was far away, on a mission with my unit. We returned at the appointed hour, but we did not find Kruderak in its celestial harbor. It happened many journeys ago, or standard years, as you say. But I remember that moment as if it happened this very day. The memory of a loss is always stronger than the memory of a gain, especially when you lose something as significant as a home, or an entire world. We searched, we called out, we looked everywhere, but we saw only emptiness and the echo of calamity. Countless days passed before I found myself on the Lilithon and met some of my kin. Those refugees who had barely managed to reach our ancestral planet. Their stories were far from being the fruit of truth I so badly craved. Those who agreed to talk to me were few, for most saw me as a wayward daughter who had spurned the honorable paths. And they would not stop babbling about the terrible disease that spread black tendrils of pain over the paths of the Infinity Circuit and deadened our world one segment after another. The ones who survived fled in fear and wandered between the stars, until the Lilithon's warm light reached out to some of them.
The crystalline psychoactive matrix that supplies a well of psychic power to an Eldari craft world and provides a massive ancestral mind to advise and guide the Eldari who dwell within it.
Some, like Muaran, lay the blame entirely on Monkey. However, I do not know the truth, but I hope, I desperately hope and pray to the gods that someday it will be revealed to me.
What is an Infinity Circuit?
Is idle curiosity a defining feature of the Monkey? Or are you trying to learn about the weaknesses of my people so you can destroy another world of the children of Azurian? Forgive me, Elentark, but I am not ready to immerse you in the font of my people's deepest mysteries.
Alright. What was your world like before it fell?
Kruderak cannot be described in your language. It can only be sung. Encased in a filigree of sounds, a melody as complex and delicate as the Infinity Circuit, its energy network. It can be seen in the golden hues of sunlight, felt in the breath of celestial winds. Though it was an artificial world, it was just as alive as any real planet. But I must see clearly. Not only light, but also shadows. I yearn to remember only Krudarok's beauty, but it had a dark side too. My world was isolated for too long, like a lake of stagnant water. There was no movement or renewal, and even the sweetest outbursts of life soon turned fetid. Who knows? Who knows? Had there been no stagnation, had our elders not been so blind in their dogmatism and our youths not lacking in courage, then perhaps Krudarok would still be alive even now?
How do your craft worlds even work?
Is idle curiosity a defining feature of the monkey?
Alright.
Or are you trying to learn about the weaknesses of my people?
What can you
so
tell me
can
about the history of the
destroy them?
Eldari?
I am afraid your life is too fleeting, and your memory too feeble to encompass the entirety of my knowledge. My people ruled the stars when yours did not even have a name. But many of our songs and stories were lost, stolen by she who thirsts. I can tell you the children of Asurion lived, created, caressed the stars as if they were pearls on a string, until Cylon Thresh smothered our empire in her terrifying embrace. Different branches of the Eldari chose different paths to salvation. My ancestors chose an eternal journey through the starry void, living on craft worlds instead of real planets. We rescued countless wonders from the days before, but far from all. You saw this on the Lilithon. Not even we can always master the gates our ancient ones built. This is the story of the Azuriani. There are branches that chose a different path, gruesome and frightening, but I do not wish to tell you about them. That is our dark side, just as your kin have many dark sides of their own.
You keep mentioning She Who Thirsts. What can you tell me about her?
Why ask this question? Is it idle curiosity, or something else? Do not turn your thoughts towards Cylon Thresh, whatever your motive. She is downfall. She is hunger. She is the enemy of all that is good in the universe. She is an enemy to the Eldari, and I hope to you as well.
The Chaos Gods are the enemies of the Imperium, which means they are my enemies. You can be sure of that.
We are as different as starlight and its reflection in a muddy puddle. But we share a common enemy. Constancy is our strength.
I've learned what I wanted to know. You have my gratitude.
As you wish, Elontark.
Allow me to ask a few personal questions.
What do you wish to talk about?
Who were you before you came to Janus?
I followed my path. Do you know what a path is to the children of Asurion? It is more than a chosen, what do you call it, craft. The path is how each of us moves through the labyrinth of existence, inside and out, in life and in spirit. It is both a journey and a fortress. It protects us from she who thirsts. To stray from the path is to fall into her dark embrace. The first path I walked was the path of awakening. It granted me the ability not merely to look, but to see, and to take notice of what I saw. My second path could have been that of a warrior, but I chose differently. For the ability to see called me beyond the boundaries of my homeworld. Though not everyone was pleased by this decision, I stepped onto the path of the outcast. I gained the freedom to choose, to question, to doubt where the others merely bow before the wisdom of a farseer who dictates the will of destiny. and I will follow my path until I reach its pinnacle.
What is it like for you being on my ship?
It feels like I am in the belly of a bird with steel wings. Cold and unliving, but stubbornly blazing through the dark. It lacks life with its light and beauty, but although your vessel cannot even remotely be compared to a craft world, I feel strangely satisfied. We, the Asuriani, are born and dwell on craft worlds. To find myself on a moving world again, even one such as yours, is a source of much joy.
I thank you for your answers.
The words of truth sound like music. This is what our people say.
Tell me about your kin and your home world.
I refuse to discuss this with a monkey. We are but traveling companions who happen to be following the same road among the stars.
Oops, alright.
Do not even try to get under my skin. It will not work.
What do you think is happening on Janus right now?
The Lilithon is purifying herself of the corruption brought by the servants of Cylon Thrash. Gardens and birds, animals and people. Many are gone forever, and even more are corrupted beyond healing. But the Lilithon is stronger. This world will live. My kin are probably still looking for a means to enter the webway. May the Lilithon spirit aid them in this endeavor. Beyond the gate lies salvation, and perhaps even knowledge about the fate of Kruderok and the remaining survivors.
Why did you agree to join me? Is it not strange for an Eldari to be following a human?
The outcasts my path led me to had a saying. Let me translate it for you. If you fall off a cliff, grab the roots and do not ask if they belong to a weed or a noble rosebush. You are the root I grabbed, Ilantak, because I fell off a cliff. My homeworld is gone. My kin are either dead or hiding no one knows where. By joining forces with you, I may be able to nurture a seedling of the truth I so deeply yearn for.
Alright.
Greetings, Rogue Trader. I would like to report that Glato and I have finished our initial inspection of the upper decks. The list of infractions ended up being 5 pages shorter than expected. I'm beginning to worry that a servant of the Lex might have little to occupy himself with aboard your ship.
Am I imagining it, or do you seem relaxed?
I doubt such a word could ever be accurately used to describe an arbitrator, but there is some truth to your observation. Since we're not in combat, I permit myself to stand at ease, which is to say, I'm standing by on full alert.
I'll make a hand signal for understood. Tell me about the Adeptus Arbites.
We are servants of the God Emperor's law, made manifest in the Lex Imperialis. The Adeptus Arbites uphold order on the scale of the Imperium and bring merciless punishment to offenders.
What types of crimes do you usually handle?
The most significant ones. Beyond the Expanse, the Arbites not only enforce tithe collection, but also ensure that every planet obeys his law and that the Imperium's authority remains unchallenged. Corrupt governors, crime syndicates, rebels. Not a minute goes by without some parasite trying to take a bite out of the Imperium. We destroy any who dare trespass against the law.
So if you see someone trying to murder an innocent man whose life is irrelevant to maintaining order in the Imperium, you simply walk by?
Unless said man's innocence has been previously established, such as during an investigation. In any other scenario, murder is just a common disturbance. My intervention is only required in the case of an attack on an administratum functionary or some other important figure. Then I must take measures. However, if I have an assignment to carry out, I will ignore any distracting factors. The duties of the Arbites are above everyday crime. We collect the tithe that feeds the military might of the Imperium and sustains its authority over many worlds. To be bogged down in trivialities is to commit a criminal waste of time and resources that have been granted to us to serve the absolute of the law.
Alright, what about witches and archenemy cults?
Those are indeed the greatest threat to the Imperium, and I never leave a heretic I meet without a bullet lodged inside him. But such matters are primarily handled by other forces, which are influential enough so as not to be mentioned out loud without a reason.
I wish to ask you about something else.
I am at your disposal.
Just how far do the powers of the Adeptus Arbites extend?
As you saw for yourself on Rykad Minoris, quite far. The Arbites passed the sentence and carried it out summarily. Only the highest echelons of Terra and servants of the Inquisition and rogue traders here in the Expanse can expect the privilege of a trial. Planetary governors, nobility, clergy, to an arbitrator, they are all equal before the law.
Let's talk about the Lex Imperialis. I'm curious to know how you interpret its essence.
Testing me, are you? That is fine by me. The Lex Imperialis is both the code of law and the word of the God Emperor himself. For millennia, his decrees have been amassed and preserved on Holy Terra, in the Hall of Judgment, alongside the High Lord's orders. It is at once a titanic collection of edicts and a holy text.
But every world still has its own laws.
It does. Your capital world operates under the Lex Dargonus, formed over many generations of the Von Valancius line. However, the Lex Imperialis is the final word in every debate. It stands above any legal directives a planet may have, for it comes from the Emperor himself.
Sounds as if it is impossible to know the Lex Imperialis in its entirety.
It would take longer than a lifetime to read through even a fraction of his law. But there are fundamental, integral prescripts that every arbitrator knows verbatim. These are the Injuncta Cardinal, inscribed on the walls of the Arbites precinct fortresses and etched into our ammo casings. We quote them as the indisputable truth and recite them like psalms as we charge into battle.
There is a reverence in your words that feels almost religious.
As it should. The codes of the Lex Imperialis are my prayer, and I believe that every arbitrator's service is sacred, for it brings this imperfect reality closer to that inscribed in the Book of Judgment, closer to the God Emperor's will. I am listening.
What is the mission of the Adeptus Arbites in the Cronus Expanse?
To collect and guard the tithe. That does not mean we ignore other violations of the Lex Imperialis. We simply act within the scope of our limited resources, the first of which being our small numbers. Here in the Expanse, many believe themselves to be too far from the civilized parts of the Imperium to have need of the law. The presence of the Adeptus Arbites helps to remind those people that the Lex Imperialis is in effect wherever there is at least one human being.
That will do. I should know more about you.
You prefer to have a better understanding of the people you travel with. That makes sense. Ask.
Where are you from?
Port Wander in Calixis. The gateway to the Expanse, a monumental station, always covered in ships and bursting at the seams from all the dealers, pilgrims, mercenaries, and criminals. Compared to Port Wander, Footfall is just a lifeless rock in the void.
Where in the Cronus Expanse were you living prior to coming aboard my ship?
On Dargonus. Lady Theodora gave the top level of one of the spires over to the Arbites. A noble house used to occupy it, before it decided to stick its hand into the dynasty's coffers. By offering us such prominent lodgings, your predecessor both reinforced her ties to the Arbites and made an unambiguous gesture toward the nobility. She was a shrewd woman and unforgiving.
How did you find Dargonus?
I must admit, I was pleasantly surprised. I'd expected something far less civilized, given that the Dargonus Expanse is on the outskirts of the Imperium. Instead, Dargonus may even compare to some Calixian worlds in status and stability.
How did you become an arbitrator?
How? The short answer is the Schola Progenium. But I doubt you'd be satisfied with that. My father was an arbitrator, a good one, or else they wouldn't have found him in an alley filled with bullet holes. Someone who served with my father told me he was shot with 10 different weapons, and that he took at least 4 of the bastards down with him. I was sent to the Schola Progenium right after that, and the mentors there forged me into an arbitrator. I was an eager student, thanks to the example of unyielding duty and dignity my father set for me. The only thing I didn't need to borrow from him was hate. He didn't instill that. It was always with me. I never doubted that criminal vermin deserve only execution, but it was my father's death that truly crystallized my hatred, made it complete.
Were you able to avenge your father?
No, I didn't want to. There was a time when I wasn't sure what to think of my father's death. Or rather, I tried not to think at all. I didn't look into the case, or for any other reason, to go back to Port Wanda. Arbitrators are never assigned to their homeworlds anyway. But when I was leaving Calixis, our ship spent several days docked at the station, and so I permitted myself to go to the spot where my father was killed. I stood there for a while, and nothing. I knew that another arbitrator would have already seen the investigation through. I had nothing left to do there.
Let's see. You haven't said a word about your mother? Who was she?
From what my father told me, she was a principled woman of poor health. She died in childbirth. Not having known her might be the sole regret of my life.
Did you just, seems you were born to become an arbitrator.
Born? I don't believe in predetermination, but I know that every man's destiny is to serve the Imperium. In my case, the Imperium deemed me worthy of an Arbite's rank, a heavy shotgun, and Glato. Not sure what else there is to wish for.
What brought you specifically to the Dargonus Expanse?
You should ask the Marshal. I got my assignment, and that is all I know. I assume it's due to my experience. Collecting tithes from worlds bordering on savagery, and where people haven't seen a living arbitrator in 3 generations, is a task best left to a veteran.
What kinds of assignments did you handle before you were appointed to overseeing tithe cases?
I suppose I have what you would call a proven and diverse track record. Investigations, rebel suppressions, punitive raids, dozens of completed operations.
Have you been on any especially dangerous cases? I would like to hear about your accomplishments.
There was this one time. I was part of a raid on a gang of mutants. I excelled in battle, received an award, and was promoted to Proctor. That is all.
You're not getting off that easily, Solomorn? I need details.
Very well. Have you ever been eaten alive? I have.
Ah, Vor.
That raid I mentioned was compromised. The enemy had been tipped off to our operation, and we had walked into a trap. Some mutants decided to chew my arm off. That was a mistake. Since I couldn't free myself, I pushed my hand down his throat, grabbed something inside, and used him as a shield. While the thing was gnawing on my bones and spraying me with ichor and my own blood, I opened fire on the rest of the scum. That little maneuver bought my unit a few critical seconds.
I'm fortunate to be fighting on the same side as you.
Fortune has little to do with it. You have formed an alliance with the Arbites, just as your predecessor did. My presence here is only the expected result of your decisions.
Let's talk about something else.
I'm listening.
About your cyber mastiff.
You hear that, Glato? The rogue trader himself is asking about you.
Why do you call him Glato?
His serial number is GL80. Glato is easier to say in Gothic. Many give their cybermastiffs striking names like Slayer or Thunder. I'm fine with Glato.
What can your dog do?
He mostly provides combat support. He is trained in both lethal and non-lethal ways of disabling a target, with the ability to analyze a situation and then decide on a course of action. Glato is a good tracker too, and he can spot basic evidence. He also knows over 100 commands. In general, he is more resourceful and diligent than most people I've met.
What about his augmetics?
Glato, ready! The frame is mostly metal, with armored plates covering the vital segments. The jaw is reinforced. Crunching a leg off is like tearing a hair out for him.
He turns Glato's head to give you a better view of the fangs, as if their terrifying size were not apparent to the naked eye.
I don't even know a tenth of all the things Glato is fitted with, but it's an impressive list to be sure. Take the sensors in his nose for one. A cybermastiff is like an odor analysis laboratory. Alright, that's that. Glato, attention.
What commands does he know?
They range from kill and guard and the like, to more complex guard and patrol protocols. A protocol is a combination of behavioral patterns, which the cybermastiff follows according to the present situation. In other words, I don't have to control Glato all the time. He can adjust and react to the circumstances on his own.
Glato down? Cybermastiff yawns casually, bearing a terrifying arsenal of razor-like teeth.
That is a useless command, Rogue Trader. A cybermastiff must always be in an advantageous position to attack the enemy. Glato can crawl or move stealthily if the situation calls for it, but regardless, he will not respond to someone else's order.
That will do.
As you wish.
Is Glato fully certified, or is some part of him still a living dog?
Generally, cybermastiffs have all aspects of their animal nature removed, but Glato is a special case. His submodel takes a dog's loyalty and instincts as a hunter and guard, and renders them absolute. He is neither a dog nor a servitor. He is something much more. A cybermastiff, a living weapon in service of the law.
You cannot shake the feeling that your question has offended Solomorn somehow. There is a certain vehemence in the way he describes Glato's outstanding qualities. Oops. You talk about him as if he were a tool. Do you not feel attached to your dog at all?
Glato is not a pet. He is an instrument of justice, as am I.
Doctor, evidence suggests that you are not quite so indifferent to Glato as you want people to believe.
Impossible. You found me out. Yes, I am 100% less indifferent than I let on.
He only listens to you then?
Correct. Both his training and his augmetics ensure that Glato only accepts orders from me or from my superior officers. Apart from having the obvious benefits, it also serves to prevent disarray on missions involving multiple cybermastiff handlers.
I see. Must feel strange to be without your unit.
I've never been a part of a rogue trader's escort before. That said, I adapt to change more quickly than you might think. And as long as Glato is with me, I can handle any transition.
Hello, Glato. I'm gonna give him a piece of dried meat. Here you go, Glato. Looks at the treat with indifference.
Glato is not a house pet, Rogue Trader. Trying to feed him will get you nowhere. He only eats out of my hands, and only at specific times. Strict training. It protects the cybermastiff against deliberate poisoning and other ill intents. Basically, don't waste your time or your meat.
I'm gonna try and pet him. I know this is a bad idea, but I'm also aware there's an achievement if I manage to do it.
Glato is a living weapon. If you like the number of fingers you have, Do not touch the dog.
Still going to try to pet him?
I am sure a rogue trader can afford the best implants.
You carefully bring an open hand closer to the Cybermastiff's face. Wait for his reaction. Galado's dark eyes are watching you, a crimson spark smoldering within. At last, you touch the back of his neck and start stroking his rough fur, your fingers brushing against the cold edges of the dog's augmetics.
Have you decided to make an exception for the Emperor's anointed, Glato? Fine. Congratulations on your achievement, rogue trader. Glato has never allowed anyone to do that before.
Nice.
You want to repeat your triumph? I cannot guarantee Glato will be so calm this time.
I succeed yet again. You carefully bring an open hand closer to the... Yep. You're a fine and loyal companion, aren't you, Galado? Alright. Serve with honor and duty. Nice, I got the achievement. 1.7% of players have the achievement. I have other business to attend to.
You know where...
Okay, if I come back down over here... If I recall, I got a new weapon for her. Yes. This is just really, really good. Warp speed, let's see. 3 plus Psyker Psi rating. 5 plus 2 times Psyker Psi rating. I could see potentially equipping that one item on her, but eh. The fact that it always triggers a psychic phenomenon is more than slightly annoying. Though I do imagine it would be really, really nice for if I was doing a heretical playthrough. Because you get lots of psychic phenomena anyway, so any psychic phenomena increases the momentum of the Rogue Trader's party by 2 to 10 instead of decreasing it by 1 to 5. Once per battle, the Rogue Trader may choose an ally and grant them yeah, bonus damage equal to Veil Degradation and armor penetration based on Veil Degradation. Alright, let's see. The Adeptus Arbiti shotgun is Just kind of a sad shotgun. Over here, Jai. You can use this. Ghost sword. We can get rid of that. I'll hold on to this. Over here. What do I have you equipped with? Right, this. Yeah, I think I'm okay with that. That'll do. For now. We have lots of repairs that need to be made. Alright, over here. 5 points of damage on... all sides, reducing damage dealt by internal fires. I don't think I've seen an internal fire yet. Two shots, dealing 21 damage per shot. Okay, what is the purpose of this? Autonomous aiming modules. So it's just more accurate, but does way less damage? Nah, I'm good. I'm going to put the fighter's deck back on. I did not like the bombers. Alright, let's see here. Dargonus has something that requires the Rogue Trader's direct intervention. So let's go there real quick. Warp Reach, Ungodly Fiends, spreading sorcerous disease, walk the lower decks, gathering a cohort of infected voidsmen. If no measures are taken immediately, an entire bay could be turned into a den of heresy. We grab Cabela. And we level Cabela up. Cabela. Damage dealt by the Executioner's damage over time effect is increased by 7% for every 10% penalty to armor suffered from, or by the target from any source. I'm okay with that.
Take a knee. Just bow before me. You will make a suitable sacrifice.
I don't like... I'm just gonna have everyone come back here. I don't like being next to the explosives. Argenta, you can come back here. You have Reckless Rush. Abelard. I'll let you be there. Alright, Cassia buffs me.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Then gives me a turn. I throw this on Argenta. And then propagate.
Nothing I can't do. Already done.
And then Cassia, you can come here. That is a Plague Bearer. But you can come up here and destroy these. I'm trusting you to not die immediately here. Rude.
I've suffered worse.
I serve the ruinous powers.
Just a minor setback.
I am your doom. Injured.
Alright. I'm not enjoying this.
Bring ruin. You don't frighten me. Endure.
Alright, Argenta.
As the Emperor commands.
Reckless Rush. Shotgun. And then concentrated fire.
Will be undone. Doubt is for the weak.
Somehow completely missed this one. That's fine, I guess. Revel in Slaughter.
Rejoice in battle.
Run and gun.
Faith without deeds is worthless. As the Emperor commands, guided by faith.
Alright, let's see here. Idira.
Nothing I can't do.
Low momentum.
Heal everyone.
Anything else?
And warp speed on everyone. And that's all I can really afford to do without feeling like I'm really pushing my luck. Why do you not have any movement? Huh. Alright, well, so be it.
Anything else? Recon!
Reckless Abandon. Come on over here.
Mercy and retribution.
Let's see. What is your agility at the moment? 94? This is 3 attacks each. You have a crippled leg. I was kind of wondering about that.
The shadows will see it.
Damn. Was hoping that wouldn't kill.
As the tenants demand, my blade whispers your name.
Blood Oath.
As honor ordained.
Where it hurts.
Fail. The shadows will see it done.
That didn't kill. Alright, well, so be it. Alright. Ad is gonna play. It plays for 3 minutes, turns off pre-roll and mid-roll ads for the next hour. I don't do anything in the meantime, so nobody misses out on any content. I will catch you all in 3 minutes. Alright, the ads are finished. And we continue on. This fight is a little scarier and rougher than I was expecting.
I shall not fear.
Alright, Cabela.
I am your blade and shield.
Let's see here. Captive audience.
Trust me.
Blade dance. Seriously?
This is my death. May my blood be a worthy sacrifice.
Alright. Blood
As
oath.
honor ordains. The shadow
Where it
is
hurts.
being done. I shall not fail. The others
There we
die
go.
once.
Now we're healed up.
Tenants marked. As honor ordains.
The double parry. There we go. Got a little in. Adira, your burb has, kinda croaked. Oh no, your burb's over here.
There is movement in the Empyrean.
Was it you? Or
Just heal us up a little.
on it? Will do.
Alright, Abelard. Brace for impact.
Indeed.
Wall of rock rate.
At your
Endure. Then you come up here. And you sweep.
His sound approach. Pain and duty go hand in hand. What's for your target?
And then you should be able to charge this one.
Victory is imminent. An exemplary practice.
I should have sworn enemy'd it first. That's fine.
It will be done.
Taunt. Defensive stance.
Injury is not an excuse to shirk one's duty.
Go into this corner here. And then Waking Nightmare.
Be careful not to cross my gaze. Me? Sentinel Captain.
And then we lidless stare again.
I am a navigator. Another
Alright, and here I can point of curiosity
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
I took care of this one.
to get the attack of opportunity, which got it killed. There we are. And I'll throw extra armor on us here. I don't think I can lose here just because the poison doesn't actually hurt Abelard. That said, I'm not overly thrilled with how things are going.
Death to the weak.
Argenta, I'm just gonna have you come over here and single shot. You're not doing a lot in this fight at the moment.
Battlefield in righteous fury.
Walking you through all that poison is just as likely to get you killed. And so I shan't. Meanwhile, over here... I will have Abelard move. Nope, never mind.
And you
I'll just
chose-
die, I guess.
Trust
Captive
me.
audience.
I shall not
Blade
fail.
dance.
Trust me.
Blood oath.
I feel nothing. Fear nothing.
And Cabela, you can just kind of wait for some of this to dissipate. Adira. Are you actually able to aim at anything? No.
Brace yourself, Abelard.
We're just gonna let Abelard do his thing.
Indeed. At your beck and call. It will be done. Reduced to dust. At your beck and call. What? You are target. I took care of this one. You won't fail me.
Aim for the heart next time.
I only have a couple of traumas.
I feel nothing.
Follow my lead.
Fear nothing.
Alright, we'll just head over here. Mass loot on the way out. That fight sucked. Alright, we head to Dargonus to take care of whatever needs to be taken care of there. An intelligence report has come in from stating that a Drukari Archon is playing at humans. Having bent a high-ranking official to her will, she is now effectively running the colony from the shadows. She is committing unthinkable atrocities, but is surprisingly good at governing. All of these options suck. I like how it's like, you will gain negative people. Why isn't that under the you will lose? Hmm. I guess I take the loss of efficiency. Bury the Xenos under a mountain of paperwork. Yarkhan acquires a taste for bureaucracy. And turns it into a method of torture. She continuously invents new requirements for forms and petitions, makes the queues drag on for months at a time, and arranges fights to the death for a chance to receive an approval stamp. Once she is done harrowing the clerks, he slaughters them all and leaves the colony. The nobles are quite pleased to have no one left to write reports to. I'll take care of that later. I don't want to do that now. Alright, we have the stars that guide us. I kind of want to go do these two first. And then come back here and do the stuff that's more centralized. Yeah, I'll go do that. That night, the Lord Captain and some of his crew were awakened by beautiful music. The sound seemed to caress their very minds, until they realized that the source was their own bodies. While their teeth were chattering out a staccato, their tendons were being plucked like strings by unseen hands, and invisible breaths flowed through their bones, turning them into mournful flutes. The illusion ended, but for a long time afterward, every movement made their hearts stutter in fear. Was the orchestra about to strike up once more? Medicaid teams from the lower decks reported the appearance of a dense purple fog that causes people to develop mutant deformities, short tentacles roughly the length of a pinky finger. Since the deformities do not interfere with the crew's performance, the Medicaid are not certain whether this phenomenon should be cause for concern, but the riffraff are already whispering of heresy. Ordered to have the tentacles surgically removed. The Medicaid team zealously set to work and started processing the voidsmen in quick succession. Although many perished during the surgery, their sacrifices would not be in vain. As the vessel left the warp for real space, the fog vanished. More Xenotech, and 4 of it at that. I'll take that. Idix is a planet of no particular note. However, the small station suspended in its orbit sends a distress call to your ship. The man in the hurried Vox transmission introduces himself as the planet's governor and asks for the rogue trader's assistance in a delicate matter. He promises to supply the details in a private Vox conversation. Study the records concerning the planet. It appears Idix recently suffered a major coup. One of its noble families seized power and made outcasts of the former dynasty. Such plots are not uncommon, although notably, Idix has become less prosperous under the new government. Morning, Wolf Fuzzies. Agree and speak with the governor discreetly. Governor transmitting. On your personal Vox frequency, whispers that Idix's current authorities are not who they claim to be. There has been an uprising on the planet, and a heretical sect has seized control. The governor pleads with you to launch an immediate strike on the governmental palace. With their top tier obliterated, the new authorities will be unable to hold on to power. Blizzard. Back at the governmental palace with macro cannons. Whoever was the planet's official ruler has been reduced to less than servo skull material. The governor on the station sends you his tearful thanks, along with generous gifts. I'll leave the planet's orbit for now. Enemies of humanity.
Hold fast. Our faith will be tested.
Alright, I will
Unleash our
set these here.
Bleed them. Fire the last batteries.
I'd like to hit them at least once. Or not. You know, that's fine too. And I will restart shields because I have a feeling I'm going to need it. Oh, some damage was done finally. Holy cow. What? Why do I have a flak ammo there? That doesn't make any sense. I'm so confused.
Macro cannons, volley!
Okay, we got rid of those.
Bleed them! Fire the lance batteries! Fire right now! Onward!
And then I shall protect my ass. These torpedoes. And run right into it. Oh god, it didn't actually destroy it. Okay. Oh no, I do have the Fury Interceptors. Why did it not let me... Oh, because I used this. Right, that's fine.
Torpedoes locked!
I will come down
Set the
here
course.
and turn around.
Another enemy sundered by the void.
This one goes down.
And I will neuter this as much as I can. Which apparently wasn't much. That's fine. I'll protect my front this time. Nice. Alright, here...
Fire the lance batteries! Bleed them!
Oh, you are full on out of stuff now, aren't you?
The time has come.
Well, that's unfortunate. 3 HP? I'll protect my left side, I suppose. Actually, no, I have to move up here and attack this one. Should have protected my right side? Whatever. It's probably fine. It worked out. The torpedoes destroyed them, and those attacked the Heartless anyway.
The time has come. Set the course. Unleash out.
Go, my little Fury Interceptors, go! Yeah, these space combats are considerably easier when you have 2 escorts. Oh, I like that. That works. Or that's very nice, considering I have 2 escorts. So I will equip that here shortly. But first, I have an advanced ability. I will take new heading. And here, what do I want? Torpedo tubes are loaded with 3 torpedo salvos instead of 1. Alright. That could be useful. At the end of each turn, the most damaged sector of the flagship shields restores up to 50% of its strength. I'm gonna go all hands on deck. I like the torpedoes. I didn't actually take any damage in that fight. Neat. And here, this is just an upgrade over what I had. wonder if I'm in the minority in wishing there was more ship combat. Emergency aboard the Void ship. A foul warp entity has pierced the thin veil and spawned unimaginable beasts of unnatural hues. It looks like I've already done this one before. We will take care of it personally. Ah, yes, it is this one. Can you maybe not? Alright. This is fine.
These rookie flashes are choking me.
Argenta, you chill there. Kadira, where's your bird? Abelard.
My ears are ringing.
And Cabela.
An offering of blood.
This is fine. Voice of command.
If you insist, Lord Captain.
Argenta.
Not a problem for me.
And then propagate.
Already done.
And Medicaid
For
signal.
my purposes. I'll live another day.
And here we gaze and hope for... Okay, we got a stun. I'm okay with that. I have no idea what the hell that just did. Decreases resolve by 2. Okay, that's kind of whatever. Yeah, this will be fine. We reckless rush. Rapid fire.
I'll do it. Doubt is for the weak.
And then you swap over to the shotgun. And you run and gun.
Commands, I act. I'll do it.
Right, I could have concentrated fired. Oh well. This is fine. Get the hell out of here. Heckin' bots. Alright, and then come back down here so that you get the buffs.
Faith shields me.
Brace for impact. Wall of rock crate.
I will do
Endure. sworn enemy.
Victory is imminent. One fewer target.
And then we attack here. We taunt everything we can. And we defensive stance. Bella. Come on up here and then wait a turn.
Death comes in silence.
I'll have you use Reckless Abandon here.
I will not die in dishonor.
Pain and duty go hand in hand.
Alright, Adira. Where is Burb? Are you not able to cast your... Oh, what the shit. Psychosomatic trauma. Cannot use... warp powers. Oh, fuck, man.
Let's see what you can do.
God, that's annoying.
Anything else? Was that you? Or anything else?
This is fine, though. Abelard will carry. Argenta. You go on ahead and move up here.
Rejoice in battle.
Cabela. You get to chill there.
Not a problem for me.
I will concentrated fire. There we go. And here I will fire this way. Huh. Until the end of combat, the officer's fellowship is halved. But I'm an int-based person. Does this have my int instead? Let's find out.
My time is now.
No, it is my fellowship. Could not care less. Cool. Reckless Rush. Rapid fire.
As the Emperor commands, and escape the Emperor. Chosen.
Concentrated fire.
I'll do it.
Revel in Slaughter. And then I Wildfire,
Doubt is for the weak.
so that I may
I'll do it.
Do that. Switch back over to this. Run and gun.
Faith without deeds is worthless. God Emperor, move through me. Be the fire in my heart. As the Emperor commands, I act.
Alright, and then I swap over to this. And I firearm mastery.
I stand and thy light I crave.
I'll do it.
My
And I just have a bunch of free shots now.
As the Emperor commands. Doubt is for the weak.
I'll do it.
Why I was chosen.
Argenta not strong enough?
My Emperor. Faith without deeds is...
I'll do it.
Doubt is for the weak. My Emperor.
One more? One shy. That's okay.
I'll do it.
We have a grenade for that.
Each strike is a prayer.
The fact that that does just have my fellowship when all of my shit's based on my int is kinda dumb.
Stop it!
Who's left and where? Ah, I see you.
I am a navigator, not a servitor.
At your beck and call.
Can I waking nightmare them? Yes.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
And then I can point of curiosity over here.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Target well struck.
I will
Reckless
claim
rush.
this battlefield in righteous fury. Pain cleanses the body.
And then we come over here. And I
The
rapid
enemies of
fire
the Emperor will be undone.
before wild firing.
Faith without deeds is worthless. As the Emperor commands, my Emperor.
We swap over to this. I concentrated fire.
Doubt is for the weak. Each strike is a prayer. I am
Steady
his
superiority.
manifest.
Oh. Oh. Okay, that's better than I thought it was. So, until the end of combat, the Arch-Militant can make one additional attack each turn, including one additional attack on the turn this heroic act was used. The first attack after using this ability, and each turn afterward, costs 0 AP. I wasn't expecting this to be 0 AP. Okay.
I'll do it.
Yeah, Argenta's just nutty.
You'll regret this. They say a little.
Should I divine our next step?
I'm always ready. A new challenge for me? Brace yourself, Abelard.
Fun little map there. We can chart new routes. And then visit. Do I have any phlogiston? I have 8. And I have a chunk of adamantine at the moment as well. This is a nice planet, but I don't need to take anything from it at the moment. Oh. Troubling news has arrived from Janus, your lordship. While digging an irrigation ditch, workers found a Xeno obelisk made of unknown material. It was delivered to your laboratorium and subjected to a number of tests, one of which caused a reaction. The obelisk generated a low-frequency vibration, and the events that followed were catastrophic. A series of anomalies were recorded in the Epsilon 2 Majoris region. It is almost like Janus itself is fighting us there. Many logistical chains have been disrupted. The only people who visit the uncontrolled territory are the wretches fleeing deeper into the region in greater and greater numbers. The observers report strange fires in the sky at night, completely imperceptible to the augurs. The Chem Princes are hastily summoning militias and getting ready to start a purifying crusade. They await your lordship's blessing. So I could get Janus Warlord, 10 Fellowship, 5 Weapon Skill, 5 Ballistic Skill. Not particularly useful to me. Audacity of Janus Torpedo Launchers. I don't really care about those. Blessing of the Warp Spider. Whenever the wearer kills an enemy or scores a critical hit, they gain +2 movement points on their next turn. None of those are particularly interesting to me. Once I talk to my advisors, those will change slightly. What exactly is happening there? The vegetation demonstrated a remarkable ability for wild growth. It took the plants only 2 days to overrun the agri-complexes in the region. Extinct species of local megafauna have been spotted in the newly formed jungle, aggressive and acting in unnatural cohesion. How are the wretches involved? We do not know. It is as if they all received a signal telling them to abandon their work and rush deep into the afflicted territory. Some were stopped by the watchmen, appointed by your order. Unfortunately, about 100 still made their way into the region. Permission to advise granted. I await your proposals. Janus's natural world is rising up. It is a lucky coincidence that the planet boasts experts who specialize in both controlling and destroying life. Reports from the Magos biologists, Chapel, make it no mention of storing weapons of mass destruction, but I have no doubt they possess some. They always do. I see no reason not to let them use them against all this, whatever it is. Deployment of fortified research stations in the affected sectors is recommended. The benefit of gathering more information justifies the increased casualty rate among personnel. The wretches know more about this pestilent growth than we do. Something we must quickly rectify. We should capture some of these mutants and force them to cooperate. That way we can learn what it is we are dealing with. So now I can get the Janus Warlord at no cost to myself. This only requires 1 plasteel, and I get the torpedo launchers. Or I could get this at no cost to myself. I don't know, they all just kind of suck. This would be really neat if I was a standard officer, not a Be Smart officer. But because I'm Be Smart, it does next to nothing for me. I'll take the torpedo launchers and the research outposts, I suppose. May the Omnissiah be merciful to the souls of those who will give their lives in the name of obtaining knowledge. The scouts who ventured into the heart of the afflicted region discovered ancient Xenos creations emerging from the ground. The jungle reacted to the incursion by expanding and swallowing up some of the neighboring agri-complexes. Fortified observation stations were set up in the largest clusters of ruins. The priceless data and artifacts collected were paid for with the lives of many watchmen who fought against the onslaught of Janus's enraged wilds. Okay, so I could get a power sword, which I don't really care about, and 4 security. I could do this. Ah, I can't do this one because I didn't do Dark Sages. So I'll probably end up doing Forest Fortresses. Which is fine. Because I don't really care about these. So I'll grab this and get the security, I guess. Because this also gives security, but it requires people, which I have far less of. Yeah, I'll do Forest Fortresses. And because I used some adamantine, I will grab some adamantine. The tiny colony is buried in an enormous yawning pit, the edges of its civilian structures barely visible even from the shuttle. Explore the surface of the colony. The settlement was destroyed when the ground swelled up under it. The forlorn bones of dead colonists are strewn amid the rubble. On the edge of the crater, the scouts discover a tunnel entrance. Apparently, there was an explosion in the cavities beneath the town, whose unsuspecting people fell instantly into the chasm that opened as a result. Near its gaping maw is a shuttle, overturned and blackened by the blast, forever motionless. Investigate the tunnel. Living Snare for the Cybermastiff. 15 weapon skill, strength, and strength, 150% more damage. Cyber Mastiff's attacks of opportunity against the apprehended target always cancel the target's movement. Okay, that's kinda neat. Deep beneath the rubble, the scouts uncover the remains of warehouses, depots, and a veritable maze of suspicious tunnels gated with airlocks. Judging by the flattened containers with half-effaced markings, the impressively vast subterranean city belonged to a smuggling syndicate. Investigate the shuttle. Lying next to the shuttle are empty bomb containers and corpses, clad in characteristic armor. The void craft belonged to the Adeptus Arbites. Surviving records suggest it was the arbitrators who planted the explosives and collapsed the tunnels on top of their dwellers. Searching through the papers, you will find the demolition plans. Or sorry, you do find, not you will find. The arbitrators knew that detonating the tunnels would bury the colony, but prioritized eliminating the criminals over preserving the lives of ordinary settlers. The documents also include a map of the Coronis Expanse, containing encrypted data. It appears the arbitrators were aware of another smuggler's cache, but in a different system. Polito. You have a new... whatever this is. And it is time for ads once more. They will play for 3 minutes. They disable pre-rolls and mid-rolls. I don't do anything in the meantime, so nobody misses out on any content. And I will catch you all in 3 minutes. Alright, the ads are finished. And we continue on. A singular plasteel? That's insulting. Alright. Gonna head down this way. An auxiliary generator chamber on the artillery deck was overgrown with thick stems of some thorny plant. The voidsmen reported the vegetation throbbing and sighing, and when they tried to lop off an offshoot, the cut started oozing a disgusting pus. Some officers claimed to have heard someone trapped among the thorns. The desperate weeping of a woman's voice echoed from inside the compartment. Peel off the chamber until the vessel leaves the warp. As soon as the voidsmen started welding the chamber shut, a heartbreaking cry rang out, and green shoots burst out of the gaps. However, the crew's loyalty to the rogue trader and their unshakable faith in the God Emperor spurred them to finish the task. Only when the ship left the Immaterium did the diabolic moaning subside. The engine decks were transformed into exotic gardens. Several chambers sprouted foliage vaguely resembling the plants on Terra, although they exhibited a glass-like surface polished to a mirror sheen, while reflections in the plants perfectly copied the surrounding objects. They did not show a single living being. Those who peered into them saw grotesque, blood-covered creatures instead, not unlike bloated abyssal fish with a pair of clawed limbs, sometimes more. Unable to destroy the sinister growth, the voidsmen covered it with plasteel hoods until leaving the Immaterium, finally ridding the vessel of the corruption. During the warp voyage, dispose of the newly emergent cult. I chose the other option last time. I want to see what this one does. The mysterious disappearance of the Prophet and more frequent inspections of the decks and living quarters quickly put an end to the growing popularity of the sect. After a few days, the people who visited the gatherings preferred to simply put the episode behind them. Okay, they both just give XP. After analyzing the auger data, the officers were surprised to discover that the planet was once covered with oceans. Long ago, an unknown cataclysm caused the seas to dry out and turned the world into a lifeless desert. The most amazing discovery of all was the skeletal remains of a colossal oceanic organisms, some large enough to be seen from orbit. Life is fragile, even for creatures this enormous. Overgrown trees and ivy-covered roots conceal an ancient biodome nestled in one of the crevices. It would have been impossible to locate this place without the precise coordinates from the armillary sphere. Explore the biodome. The structure is in a state of gross disrepair. Creepers cover the walls and ceiling. and pungent flowers and berries hang from beams and equipment alike. The center of the structure reveals a sealed chamber where vegetation has yet to break through. Inside is a humble bunk, a decayed body sprawled over it, tables with blueprints, parts and tools, and a great number of chests containing treasure. Examine the room and the body. Judging by the dead man's clothes, the diary pages, and the monograms on the blueprints, you realize that you have found the final resting place of the legendary Captain Bartholomew Ort. During his long and adventurous life, he traveled the entire expanse, mapping out numerous star systems, and in his later years, realizing his life's work, the armillary sphere that he imbued with the sum of his knowledge. The device on your ship is undoubtedly his creation. While the Adeptus Mechanicus were still hotly debating whether or not he had committed the crime of invention, Bartholomew disappeared without a trace, leaving only a single message. I've gathered treasures from hundreds of worlds, but they will not be handed over to the covetous lords of the Expanse. Instead, I bequeath my riches to one who cherishes the shine of the stars more than any gold or rubies. Seems that you happen to be this very person. Take the treasures. Xeno artifacts. Hammer of the Empyrean. If psychic phenomena or perils of the warp are triggered, the wearer gains +1 psi rating during their next turn. A Death Cult Blade, 2-handed. Stolen Breath. Whenever the wearer's ally dies, their wounds drop to 0 in combat. The wearer immediately gains 5 weapon skill and ballistic skill until the end of combat. Additionally, if the wearer has Conviction Heretic, they gain +10 toughness. Stacks. Alright. Shuttle's hold is bursting with untold riches. You leave the Forgotten Dome at the mercy of invading wilderness and its inhabitants. Profit factor gained, 3. It was discovered that one of the smaller vats in Engine Hall 5, which should have been filled with wastewater, instead contained a liquid that looked like blood. This incident was deemed not to be of serious concern, and everything went back to normal as soon as the ship returned to real space. Alright, here... Your Lordship, Janus is reporting about a disaster. Ghostly Xenos figures that appear at dusk and go away at dawn. In a ravenous swarm, they attack one agricultural facility each night, freezing everything they touch. The attacks take place in the complexes closest to the uncontrolled sector of the planet, where nature itself has turned against us. Whenever the wearer uses a major psychic power, they gain... Alright, that's neat. What do we know about these wraiths? Not much. They're incorporeal and difficult to discern, but they happen to have Eldari features. Spirits draw the warmth out of humans, plants, and inanimate objects, but it seems that they do not hunt consciously, but rather they simply do not notice anything in their way. At dawn, they dissolve into mist. The wraiths also differ among themselves. Some are as dark as the void, and others shine like the stars in the night. What is spawning these wraiths? Is it a corrupted sector? It is likely. They gather at its border at the break of dawn and whirl in a wild dance, howling and destroying all living things, then disperse into thousands of fading flashes. The agricultural facilities that happen to be in the way of their dance fall into disrepair. Something's not right. The wraiths appear on the planet's outskirts and rush toward the heart of the contaminated region, instead of invading from within it. Furthermore, their differences may suggest that there are two groups of wraiths opposing each other. But think my advisors. When dealing with the Xenos, one should be prepared for the manifestation of all sorts of ominous mysteries. There are a whole caste of specialists among the cold traders who use rituals to expel spirits from Xeno artifacts. Perhaps we should ask these Xeno whisperers. After certain events on board, I became interested in ghosts. I bought a book on footfall, an illegal one, of course, that describes the so-called ritual of silence. It's said to be able to pacify violent spirits on the scale of an entire world, but I can't vouch for the safety of this ritual. Instead of relying on wicked ways to solve these problems, it would be better to turn to our good priests. There are skilled exorcists in the ecclesiarchy who know how to drive out dark spirits. So here, I could get a spirit drape. Oh, this looks like exactly what, I think it was Engavelmar wants. The spirit drape. The wearer's non-attack psychic powers cost -1 AP. I guess 1 AP less during the wearer's first turn in combat. I hate that they use double negatives there. At the cost of a single profit factor, I'm okay with that. Here we get the Strange Shard, which is Lore Warp and Lore Xenos. And here we would get the Mysterious Silver. Part of me wants the Lore Warp and Lore Xenos. But another part of me just kind of wants the Spirit Drape. Mostly because this is just profit factor, whereas these are security and complacency. But I have enough security, I can afford to get rid of the security, and I don't really need the -1 AP with the setup I have going on. So, we will get this for the Kill Monkey stuff. Adira ensure the enactment of the Ritual of Silence. I hope this gamble doesn't cause even more serious problems. At the appointed time, dozens of psychers around Janus started a rite known as the Ritual of Silence. Surprisingly, no catastrophe followed, none visible to the naked eye at least. An invisible force pushed the wraiths away from the structures, stopped their horrifying dance, and shielded the Lord Captain's subjects from the rampage of the Xenos. How many chemicals do I have? 11? I can do this, for an efficiency. Since the grimy masses are so lazy, a wise lord will add substances to their daily communion that ensure obedience and diligence. Once purified and distilled, these truly miraculous plant-based chemicals will make a commoner forget their fatigue and their purposeless pastimes. And once their body is burnt out and withered, they will simply be replaced by a new worker. Ooh, more ship combat. I like ship combat. Phlogiston. The ship's augurs have detected a non-native mineral cluster on the planet's surface. Probably the remains of an ancient asteroid shower. The substance is valuable, but collecting it will not be easy. The asteroid sits right above numerous underground caverns. Ancient tunnels and vaults are incredibly unstable and would likely not bear the weight of a large group of humans, let alone a shuttle. Take the risk and settle the shuttle. The crew's expertise made it possible to collect the mineral without disturbing the ancient caverns. Oh, it's just plasteel. Meh. And this has provisions. Oh, another archaeotech mechanism fragment. Nice.
I'll be your beacon in the darkness.
Oh no, they're all firing on the Heartless. What'll I do? Better the Heartless than me. Damn, the Heartless does work. I will. Place these here.
This one's going down. Lead them.
And then I shall move over here. And I'll protect my ass. And here, all hands on deck. So I can place more.
Torpedoes locked. Unleash our vengeful salvo. Torpedoes locked.
Oh no, the Heartless. It took damage.
I have
Well.
missed this feeling.
They went down easily enough. Enemies of humanity have been spotted aboard the ship. Warp beasts have enthralled the crew in charge of one of the macro cannons and massacred those who resisted the heresy. The Lord Captain is their only hope.
I'll lay claim to the stars. I won't heed your cries of mercy.
Ooh. Ooh, I do not like the turn order here. Okay. I will be here. I'll put Hans here. Adira. Go here. And put Burb here. Bella, you can be up here. Abelard, you can be here. And I think that's all. We buff me. Give me a turn. And then I buff Argenta. And then propagate the other buffs.
Suits my purposes.
Medicae signal. Alright, and then Cassia, you can come over here. And apparently that gaze is not... This should be fine. Alright, we got a couple, stuns there. And we'll throw down armor on everybody.
If you insist, Lord Captain.
They have a lot of movement.
Such is the will of chaos.
Chaos guides me. Chaos guides me.
Ow.
Crush the feeble. Can I fall back now? Feel cold. Incest. I'm enraged.
Alright. You heal Adira.
I owe you one. As on a whole day, blade whispers your name. Trust me,
Reckless Abandon.
there is only death.
Captive Audience.
Or mine.
Blood Oath.
I shall not fail.
Um...
Brings me no pleasure.
That's Cassia. Is this only enemies or all adjacent enemies? Alright, so this should not hurt allies.
I feel nothing. Fear nothing.
Cool. Bella did some work there.
Just a minor setback.
Alright, Adira.
Will do.
Heal everyone.
Anything else? But of course. Will do.
There we go. Everything's fine here.
Damn. What was the command again? All right.
What an unfortunate turn of fate.
Cool.
On it. Will do.
My ears are ringing.
Brace for impact. Wall of rock create. Endure. Sworn enemy. Defensive stance. Walk over here. And then charge back in.
The tactics are the best ones. Pain and beauty go hand in hand.
And then you can attack
At
once
your
more.
beck and call. Reduce the dust. I took care of this one.
And then you can
I
taunt.
will do my duty. Out of my way!
Alright, Argenta.
Faith without
It is time
deeds
for you to
is
go
worthless.
absolutely ham. If I move you down here... Yes.
Guided by faith.
Concentrated fire.
As the Emperor commands, cleanse and purify.
Here.
Doubt is for the weak.
Revel in slaughter. Run and gun.
I'll do it. As the Emperor commands, is a prayer.
I didn't use rapid fire, did I? Whatever. It's probably fine. I can just come up here. And, do this.
Rejoice in battle! None can escape the Emperor's judgment. Faith with without deeds is worthless.
There we are.
Insulting.
First things first, move, move, move on Abelard. And then Cassia gets to move over here.
Battlefields are always drowned in scarlet.
Let's give Abelard a turn here.
It will be done. Reduce to dust. Indeed.
Bella,
The shadows
you can
will
hop over
see
here.
Trust me, my blade whispers your name. As the tenor is a blessing.
I don't need to do anything further, but I will come up here and
A
jump
dark
here.
blades and shadows. The other side awaits.
Alright. GG's.
I won't tolerate weakness.
And then we visit. Lord Captain, Drukari ships are patrolling the system. The likelihood of slipping past their patrols unnoticed is close to 0. Ooh. Fun. You fail to get past the enemy ships unnoticed. The nearest Drukari ship attacks you at once. Get ready, the others will soon join it. Please be a fun one.
Smite the foes of the rogue trader.
I'd prefer if you don't just, like, immediately start bodying me, though. Alright. What does this have? Enemies suffer a minus 25% penalty to hit chance when attacking from within 2 cell range. Okay. So I want to get up close and personal with them.
Lay in the course.
I'm okay with that. I will restart the shields. And I will protect my left side for now. And then I will
Unleash our vengeful salvo!
place some plasma torpedoes there.
Set the course.
Alright, we move here. I'm gonna use this.
Bleed them. This one's going down.
And here, I will protect my front. Oh boy. This may have been a mistake. That's not my front. What the shit? He was in front of me. How did he hit the side? I'm in danger. I'm in significant danger.
Another salvo! Annihilate! Lay in the course.
Can I... Alright. I was able to destroy one of them. There we go. That's two of them down. God, they're able to move so much. You're just self-destructing here.
Unleash! The time has come.
Alright. Yeah, this is fine. Please no. Okay. This is probably fine. Maybe not. Oh, dear God. Heartless, please. Thank you.
Set the course. Onwards! Bleed them! Fire the last batteries!
Yeah, that's gonna have to be good enough. Can you maybe not? Oh, God. Oh, Jesus. I could actually die here. That is a problem.
Leave the hull strewn across the stars!
Okay.
The glory of the dynasty!
What the shit is that? It was my turn. I didn't even get to finish it. Uh-oh.
Set the
Alright, I'm
course.
coming up here. I'm restarting shields.
Annihilate them!
This has been a terrifying fight. I just want to mention.
Onward.
They are going to come up here, so I will position for them doing that. Alright. This could be fine.
Set the course. Lay in the course.
My front.
Unleash up.
Alright.
All clear. Congratulations,
Oh.
Lord Captain.
Oh god. I came so close to dying there. Medium range, dorsal lance weapon, dealing... Oh, so it's just better. We repair immediately. Um, 5 times 19... 5 times 19 is gonna be more. Pretty sure. It's, what, 95? That, no. Yeah. Just having a stroke over here, no worries. Versus 88. But there's sonic damage, which I don't know if that's better or worse. I'll give them a try for a little. Oh, that was a stressful fight. Two plasteel. Flamers? Eh. Is this the last Archaeotech mechanism fragment? Lord Inquisitor Xavier Calcazar is a powerful and no. It was... What? Where did it go? Oh. Alright. Alright, well, we have a level up. Let's take it here. What am I grabbing here? Ideally, I'd be grabbing agility, but I don't have that option. So, I guess maybe toughness? I'll go perception. At least that increases my, initiative a little as well. And then here we go commerce. Over here we get more carouse. And we go strength, I think. Where did I go back here? Yeah, strength. Toughness, toughness, weapon skill, strength. Adira, you were getting perception, I want to say? Oh no, I had you getting intelligence now, so that you could actually start spreading your operative things a little better. And we get more lore warp. Argenta. You have agility and ballistic skill. What are we going for next? Perception? Yes. And here, we can get Flensing Faith. Maybe? Not really using any melee, flame, or melt attacks. I could do doing my part. I don't have any other soldiers or arch militants in the group. Yeah, I'll do doing my part. Cassia. You have willpower and fellowship. Perception is next, I do believe. Yes. Awareness. Bella. I'll go strength, just to get you to the next tier there. And then demolition, I guess. What was your other one? Demolition it is. And that'll be good for now. I only intended to do a short stream today. It's been about 3 hours. I'm not going to make you sit through ads just for me to clear out what looks like 2 planets in an Asuriani vessel. So, thank you all for stopping by. Very much appreciate it. If you enjoyed what you saw, please hit the follow button. Later today, around 2 p.m. Eastern US time, I will be doing a Pokemon Fire Red randomized race with a community of people. So, I hope to see you all there, and if not there, then I hope to see you for more Rogue Trader tomorrow. Have a wonderful day. Take care.